Now we're going to talk about effective interest rate. First of all, I think the effective interest rate really is most commonly used when you have loans, but also investments. But let's take an example of a credit card. How does a credit card work? You got this piece of plastic, okay? You give it to a store owner, a vendor, and they give you instant credit, which is really a loan, which is really basically they're giving you a loan of approximately 1 month or so. And then what happens is when you get your bill, you have to pay it within your grace period of 14 to 20 days. So you're getting an instant loan. You can kind of think of it as this. That's a loan, all right? A debit card, they take money instantly out of your savings account. This is not a loan. All right, so people who do not want to take on debt should have a debit card. However, you can use a credit card and still not pay the interest if you pay the balance every month. Now, it's very important that you know with a credit card what is the true borrowing rate, which is called the effective rate. Most people do not understand this. The effective rate is equal to 1 plus R over M to the M minus 1. R is the nominal rate. M is the number of compounding periods. Now let's talk about that. In 1 year. Nominal rate always applies to 1 year. And the effective rate always applies to 1 year, not a month. You wouldn't say an effective rate for a month. If you pay the credit card balance each month, you pay no interest. And that's what my wife and I have been doing for 30 years, maybe longer than that. However, twice I did have to pay some interest, and the reason is because I had missed, I didn't see the bill coming in. This was before email. And the other time, I don't know a reason why. Anyway, all right, and this is what we've been doing. And so you're basically getting these loans with no interest charges if you pay the balance each month. All right, I like this expression is, and I've heard this, and this really has a lot of truth. Those people who understand interest, they collecteth. And those people who do not, they payeth. So which camp are you going to be in? I think all of you now have the tools to be in the first camp. You understand interest, you are going to collect. All right, so let's say you have a credit card. The credit card company is going to tell you an APR, which is an annual percentage rate. It could be 14%, it could be 18%. This is your nominal. This is not the effective. So let's give you an example. Let's say your APR on your credit card is 18%. Now remember, that's nominal, that's per year. That's not the true rate you're paying though. So in this case, well, in all cases where the compounding period is more frequent than 1 year, is the APR is always less than the effective. All right, so let's see what is your rate you're paying, the actual rate you're paying on this. So if you take 18% divided by 12 months is 1.5 per month. So in other words, you're paying 1.5% per month. What that means is if you carry over $1,000 on your credit card balance that you do not pay and you carry it over, the next month you have to pay $1,000 plus 1.5% plus fees. That 1.5% is going to be $15, and the fees could be $40 or $50. All right, so really be careful about this. Always try to pay every month. So what is your effective rate for this credit card with an 18% APR? It is 1 over your nominal divided by the frequency periods, which is 0.15 per month, to the 12th power, because there are 12 months in a year, minus 1. So this is 1 plus 0.015 to the 12th minus 1. And what you're going to find, folks, is this, is that it is 19.56%. That is a true rate that you're paying, which is your effective rate. You are paying more than your APR. And it's important to know that, folks. So, and also put it into this context here. If you do not pay your balance every month on your credit card, you're taking out a loan with an effective rate of 19.56%. Who would buy a house with an effective rate of 19.56? I can't imagine anybody. Well, maybe some people would. Who would go out and take out a loan for a boat at 19.56? But in essence, the people who do have credit cards and they do not pay the balance every month are taking out loans, in this case of 19.5%. Okay, so be very careful about that. Remember, the overall equation is this, is 1 plus R is your nominal rate. This is the number of compounding periods. This could be quarterly, which is 4. It could be monthly, which is 12. Or it could be daily, which is 365. Okay? And minus 1, this is to the nth power. All right. Now this also applies to an investment, let's say a savings account. Now when financial institutions want you to save in their account, they're going to tell you what is called the APY, the annual percentage yield. That is the true effective rate. That is not the nominal rate. So let's say you have a very simple cash flow diagram. You have $1,000. All right? And let's say the financial institution is going to tell you you get 1% per quarter. That is your interest rate. Okay? Now we don't know what I is. This is going to be the effective rate. So the effective rate is going to be 1 plus, if you get 1% a quarter, which is 4% a year, divided by 4 quarters, which is really just 1% a quarter, to the 4th power minus 1. What that is equal to is this, is 0.0406. Notice that it is greater than 0.04. This 0.04 is the nominal. This is the effective. So what the financial institution will tell you is this, is that your annual percentage yield is 4.06%. That's how they'll advertise it. They won't say 4%, compounded 4 times a year. No, they'll say 4.06. So what this does is, you now know that your F is going to be $1,040.60. So you get a little bit of extra money. Now, that's not much money, as you may think, but remember, if you do this for many years, if you have more frequent compounding, maybe monthly, etc., it's going to build up much more quickly. All right. The last thing I want to tell you about in this subject is my little chart that I always use to keep everything straight. What we have is we've got loans and we have investments. What does an investment look like? You are dispersing money now, hoping you're going to have a greater amount return in the future. A loan is you receive money now, and you have to pay it off in the long run. Now remember, it's very important here to remember that the sum of the top is greater than the sum of the bottom for an investment, and that the sum of the bottom is greater than the sum of the top for your cash flow diagrams. Now let's take a look at the interest rates. For a loan, the nominal is called APR, annual percentage rate. This is nominal. The effective rate, well, is called the effective rate. And I think there's some truth in, the government has some truth in lending requirement that institutions tell you what the effective rate is. For an investment, nobody ever says APR for an investment. They say APY, annual percentage yield. That is it. And usually for an investment, nobody ever talks about nominal. They don't ever talk, well, sometimes, but mostly not. So remember, make sure that you use APY only with investments and APR with loans. Now, this comes, I'm going to end right now the series of videos with just these basic instructions about how to use cash flow diagrams, etc. And what is the whole purpose of this? The whole purpose of this is very simply, is that engineering economy, what does it do? It gives you basic quantitative tools, to make good decisions with money. And it doesn't matter whether it's US dollars or whether it's rupees from India or whether it's even Bitcoin. It doesn't matter. So what I recommend you do is when you're going to spend some money or invest some money is that you at least do some basic cash flow diagrams and to try to predict the future. And then I'm hoping that that will all help you make good quantitative or good decisions with money. I wish you all the best. I will be adding some more videos later with some more complex material. Take care.